I absolutely detest doing these at the same time. I love doing them, but oh my god, is this awful. Sorry, anyway. Um, yes, thanks so much for the support in the last video. Did not expect 400 views. I would die to have that in my other channel, which will forever remain a secret, because I've been doing this for um 15 years, 2011, 14 years on my other channel, which will remain anonymous because it's not embarrassing. It's just the effort I put into those videos, like the editing, um, and then it gets like 100 views, and I'm like, whereas I do these videos, and it's like that took it, it took preparation, but at the same time, it took like 10 minutes to film, and then about the same time to upload, and I'm like 400 views. Okay, this is the way. That is a sign that this is what I should be putting my effort into. But all that aside, thanks so much for the support in that video. It doesn't make sense to me, especially how nice all of you are in the comments, because I want to get on to the house in a minute, but like, you don't understand, or maybe you do, but like, I avoided looking at the comments and the reaction to that video for at least a day, like a full day. I'm not looking at it. Part of it was out of fear of like the reaction, but I don't necessarily know what the fear was. It's just sort of from the vulnerability. Yes, so I avoided looking at them deliberately, partly out of fear, partly out of maybe seeing good things about myself or good reaction from strangers. There's something about me that's positive that I can't face. That you could say that. I'm learning as I talk. That's part of like the point in these videos. Is to get in my mindset, because there's so much that I want to say, but I have to keep on track, because like this channel has already taken over my life. Like any waking moment or non-waking moment, as I found out last night. Last night was absolutely restless. But even during meditation, it was like, oh, that'll be a good idea for a video. Oh, that'll be a good topic for the video. It's like, this is now all consuming. And it goes back to what I was saying about the comments, because I was avoiding it. And now, even doing this video today, I was procrastinating. But in my restful moments, when I'm not doing the thing, when I know I'm not making a video, or when I know I'm not, let's see, prepare, like when I know I'm not making a video in the next like 5 hours, it's all about the excitement and the buzz and the, oh, this could be really exciting. I could do this. But then when it comes down to actually making a video, it's absolute terror. It's just procrastination. It's just delay. It's just, what can I do now that so I don't have to make the video? It's not, I'm not thinking those thoughts, but I can see myself acting those thoughts out. It's not really conscious, but it's there, and I'm aware of it, and I want to see if I can get better at that, because I've done that with a lot in my life, and it's an issue because it's impeding my, what would you say, development as a person. I'm growing as an adult, which is why, again, another reason why I'm doing this. But because I'm trying to keep this on like the straight and narrow, because I'm grateful for it, and now that it is an outlet, I can build sort of a part of myself that hasn't been grown, hasn't been looked at, and show that to the world and see what the world thinks. Because I will get onto the house, I promise. But it's living on my own. I have rare moments of accountability. You know, it's because I'm always me, and you take yourself wherever you go, always with you. It's you're always there with you. So getting an outside perspective on who you are without the filter going through your mind is really useful. And I think I will go less insane with that knowledge. But I want to get on with the house. So yes, I'm living alone. This house is actually my grandparents' house, on my mum's side. Um, they passed after COVID, so that was like 2 or 3 years ago. And this is actually my mum's room as a child, which is, that's a wild thought. The place is a mess because it's a project and doing different things. Um, but part of the reason why I want to understand myself, because that's what this is. It's a dialogue with myself and also with the world. And what better feedback is that? But yes, it's my mom's room, which is a wild thing to imagine that I'd be here doing this. And it's my project, and no one's taking it away from me. I'm getting into gardening and stuff, which I never thought I'd do. I mean, the birds. I'm going to talk about the birds in a different video because that's sort of um, it's meaningful, and I want to talk about meaning in its own specific subject. But this is why I have such an issue with this, is because all of these subjects are interlinked. Like, you don't have one without the other, and it's hard to not just talk about everything at once. When I'm doing that, it's another block, but like, it's my block because I just want to talk about everything at once. But it doesn't make a very good video in terms of narrative, in terms of making a point across. So I want to do a separate video on meaning and personality tests that I done and books that I read and just life in general and how I react to things and what I'm noticing. So it's like all of that, but like trying to focus on one specific thing, like the house, is very difficult because the house means so much. If I didn't buy it, it would have been like another death in the family. Um, that's correct, because there's memories that I have in here of being a kid, and now I have new ones of being an adult and living alone, and it's exciting and all of that. And for my mom as well, because it means a lot to her, obviously. Um, yeah, I've been in this position just because I've been working from 16 over 10 years ago, which is mad. I'm just saving, saving, saving. I'm an introvert. You know this. I don't go out and party, or I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any of this cool stuff. But it's let me buy a house. So uh, you make up your own mind of what kind of life I've led up until this point. But it's certainly better now, I would say, than living in my mother's basement, because that's what I was doing up until the age of 26. Well, actually, I owned a house when I was 26. So yeah, that's wild. Mortgage free by 42, I hope. But the thing about the house is that, yes, I own a house, and you're complaining about it. It's like, no. Again, that's edging on the meaning topic. So I kind of want to leave that aside for now, because I will go into what this means for me and what other things don't, and what gives me meaning and emotions and all of that. It's just difficult to let that just sit here for a minute, while I think of other things. But yes, the house. Talking about the house is fine and all, but it, talking about the house doesn't interest me because it's. How do I word this? Talking about the house doesn't interest me because it's my achievement, and my achievement. I've never really talked about my achievements with anyone. Um, because that's what it is. It's my achievement, but because I'm a people pleaser and an introvert, those two things together, and highly neurotic, which I'll go on to in another video. Um, it sort of makes this like cocoon around what I've done. So then I live each day by itself and don't go, wow, look at all that cool stuff I did. It's just every day is just, oh, I received a bad email today, or I almost ran somebody over. It's it's not. I'm not standing on any shoulders of giants at the minute. It's just what have I done wrong today? But it's like built in. It's not deliberate. It's so interesting, and that's why I find interesting. I find the psychology interesting more than the actual achievement. And that, is that wrong? Uh, is that wrong? It's certainly a different way of doing it, and I need time for my achievements, which I haven't had, which I hope this will have. But at the same time, I don't want to become like narcissistic over it in terms of, oh, look at me and arrogance and all that. I think I'm a far cry from that. I hope. But this is the thing. What I was going to go on to with the comments and not looking at them. It's gone from not looking at them, this ball of fear, this black hole of anxiety and tension and something not to look at. And I'm I'm concerned that the pendulum will swing in the other direction of, oh my god, look at me, and I'm so good, and look at all these people, they're loving me, and it's like, oh, I caught myself the other day looking at the notification bell. Even though there was no red number in the notifications, I still clicked it because I was looking for some kind of validation, because I was getting addicted to it already, and I could see that. And so that's sort of what I'm worried about. It's something I need to keep in check, because the attention is now on me for a change, and that's why it's terrifying. That's why it's terrifying. I was reading a book the other night, Although You Become Yourself. It's by David Foster Wallace, and that meeting he had with David Lipsky in 1986 after Infinite Jest came out, which I've read, by the way. I might do a video on it. I might not. I probably won't, because I'm already procrastinating on it. Yes, there was a quote in that was like, he was talking about his first novel, and that, oh, it went well. And so the second novel is now, are you going to take the chance? So I see that with the first video, where it wasn't necessarily fun for me making that. It's certainly not going to be fun looking back on that video, and it's not fun now, but looking back in like 5 or 10 years at that video, it'll still, make me cringe into my core, and anyone else who knows me to view it, maybe. But that's another a worry strand going out into the future, which it possibly doesn't matter. Well, it hopefully doesn't matter. But yeah, it's like, well, this is the second video now where it's just more about me and what makes me tick, and it's far more interesting, because when I get going, it's good. There's that quote about, you can tell how lonely somebody is, by how much they talk when given the chance, and how much they would like to prevent the conversation from ending. So, it's all there. It's all there. I think that's where I want to end it today, because there's a lot in that. And yeah, I'm inside today because I thought it would let me talk more naturally, in terms of worrying about, oh, the neighbor might be in the garden and they might hear me talking to myself, and that might sound like he's living next to an insane person, which, lest he know he actually is, because I'm talking to myself, but not really. It's weird. It's weird. There's just so many thoughts, and it's so much about the self that it's touching on narcissistic, to a point where that's what self-consciousness is. It's just pure, unadulterated suffering for no reason. That's why I want to stop it by making these videos. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Thanks for watching.